Holy Orthodox Church holds the Virgin Mary, the Most Holy Theotokos, greater in honor than the cherubim and far more glorious than the seraphim. However, this does not make her an angel or a superhuman. She's part of us. She's one of us. She's as human as all of us, with likes and dislikes, and she always intercedes on our behalf. If you remember in the life of Saint Silouan, she appeared to him when he was quite young, perhaps a teenager, and told him, "I don't like your works. I don't like the way you are living." She's very much in touch with our human needs. She did not ignore the bodily needs of her people. In the first miracle of Christ, she was the one who compelled her son to change water into wine. Wine is not a necessity, yet she pleaded with her son to add to the joy of this young couple and their guests at the wedding of Cana. And although it was not in the original plan of her son, her mediation and intercession for her people compelled her son to do his first miracle. And not a miracle that addressed some great urgency or some great need, like the opening of someone's ears or the healing of someone's eyes or leprosy or some serious health issue. His first miracle provided some extra wine to add to the joy and the celebration of a husband and wife united in marriage. In the hymn of her Dormition in August, we sing, "En di genisiti parthenia phylaxas, while giving birth you preserved your virginity, and in falling asleep you did not abandon the world, O Theotokos." No, she did not abandon the world. She's next to us, very close to us. And those who have eyes to see our saints, they see her in the temple. They see her veiling and protecting her people. She watches everything in our church. And unfortunately, she sees all our actions. A few months ago, the well-known Cypriot confessor of Orthodoxy, Metropolitan of Morphou, Neophytos, was co-celebrating with Athanasios of Limassol at some Vesper service at the monastery of Macheras. The monastery of Macheras is in the metropolis of Limassol. Athanasios of Limassol renovated and expanded that monastery that's close to 1,000 years old. And this is one of my favorite Cypriot monasteries of the Panagia of Macheras. I have very fond memories of all the monks and their elder Epiphanios, who not only did they invite me to chant, but I was also asked to help in the altar to read names with dozens of other monks. Now, I've been there for at least 4 or 5 times and have translated and published several of their Greek publications in English. So Metropolitan Neophytos of Morphou walks in the altar and tells Geranda Epiphanios, who's also a bishop, "Epiphaniemu, where did you get this beautiful cloth, this beautiful covering?" It was truly a beautifully embroidered light blue cloth, and it made an immediate impression on Metropolitan Neophytos. Epiphanios said, "Well, we had it done at some special Byzantine embroidery shop in Greece." Athanasios of Limassol interjected and said, "Yes, but wait until you hear the story behind the color." "What story, Holy One of Limassol?" This is how bishops speak to each other. And Athanasios of Limassol said, "You may not know this, but before we went to the monastery of Vatopedi, we were at the new skit of Mount Athos with our elder Joseph. During that time, an elderly monk from Cyprus came to join us, the twin brother of Martyr Philomenos Elpidios. Elpidios was a very holy monk, and someday we may have his icon on our church walls as well. His twin brother, priest monk Philomenos, was the guardian of Jacob's well in Palestine. 1979, some fanatic and deranged Jew attacked him and executed him with an axe. As he was breathing his last, he communed with his twin brother Elpidios, several thousand miles away, to tell him what? Elpidios, who was in deep prayer at the time, heard his twin brother telling him, "My brother, at this very moment I am being killed. Be careful, my brother. Do not allow yourself to entertain any evil or negative thoughts against my executioner. This is all for the glory of God." The one was saying these things in Palestine, and the other was hearing this in Mount Athos without any wired or wireless devices. So Elpidios joined us at the new skete, and he happened to be an archimandrite and also the past abbot of Majeras. So we all respected him very much, and we considered him as the second abbot, and we always asked for his blessing and his guidance. After he acclimated himself and after a few days passed, he looked around our churches and our chapels and buildings. And when he entered the Catholicon, the main church, he asked for someone to call me. And he told me, Deacon Athanasius, listen, my son, the coverings of the holy altar are old and soiled. We are not a small skete, and we have a lot of guests, a lot of visitors. Not to mention that our church is dedicated to the Virgin Mary, to the Annunciation of the Panagias, the Theotokos. We need to do better than this. She says, now you're a young and educated deacon, and you can easily go to Thessaloniki, find a good fabric store, and buy a nice piece of fabric and give it to a seamstress so we can decorate our holy altar properly. So I went and bought a dark blue, very modest piece of fabric, had it sewn, and brought it back. Father Elpidios, who was very simple and not very tuned to details, he became overjoyed, and he said, excellent, very nice, good work. Go ahead and place it on the altar. Now, Father Elpidios was a man of prayer. He prayed all day long, but also at night time he had his special rule of prayer. So that night, when he was in the middle of his prayer rule, the Panagia appeared to him and said, Father Elpidios, I came to thank you for all your efforts to bring this new fabric on my altar. But I'm sorry, I don't like it. It is much too dark. This is not my color. Father Elpidios was shocked and surprised and said, well, Panagia, I don't know about these things. I just asked the deacon to go and bring this cloth. We thought it was nice. I sent Deacon Athanasius to arrange all this. Father Elpidios, tell the deacon that my color is light blue, the color of the heavenly light. So immediately we've removed the dark blue color and went and purchased a light blue fabric. We had it hand embroidered with some beautiful patterns, and the Panagia and Father Elpidios were very happy. Years later, Athanasius became a priest monk, and he was asked by his elder to go to Cyprus to help with the ministry on that island and to strengthen the existing monasteries and also to strengthen the spirituality of the people there in general. So when Athanasius went to Cyprus and continued to renovate monasteries and build churches, he continues to decorate all the altars of his churches named after the Panagia with her favorite baby blue color.